Good day, folks. My Marine here. And I had someone send a DM, a question to me, and they were asking about, basically they said in layman's terms, what would be three main things to feel confident about getting into trading, things that might stand out. But I just want to talk about that in like the beginning stages, right? So first and foremost, you're listening to me. You're starting to listen to folks. That's kind of like stage one. You're starting to inquire, you're starting to look, you're thinking outside the box, you know something's happening, you want to change your future, you want to change your opportunity. So congratulations to you for even starting to look, even if you haven't done anything yet. That right there is number one, just willing to even do it. A lot of folks don't want to do it because they're too afraid. So I'm proud of you, I'm grateful for you, wish nothing but great things for you. And then after that, you're probably wondering, okay, how do I start? I didn't know how to start. And so I started with that Robinhood app originally, right? And so first and foremost is, how do we even start and where do we start? So you've got to do kind of the research. Like a lot of people use different brokerages. There's a lot of free different brokerages. People have different opinions about which ones. You need to review the reviews on them. Which one do I want to use? I mean, I can name off a ton of them, just a few off the top of my head. You got Fidelity, E-Trade, Webull, Robinhood, Charles Schwab. There's like several more, so you have to decide. There was a little posting from NerdWallet, the 11 best ones, but you got to decide which one of those brokerages do you want to use, which one do you want to sign up for. Then after you get that set up, you get your brokerage set up, you find out which one you download, you got to attach your bank account, then you got to decide, if you haven't already, how much money do you want to invest, what can you afford to invest. And hopefully you've been able to pay off a lot of your credit. And if you've been paying off your credit, then you could be taking the money that you usually would spend on your credit, making payments, and start investing that instead of spending it. Or you'd cut back on some of your habits, drinking, smoking, chewing gum, whatever these things that you spend money on. You learn to cut back a little bit, eating out. You use a little bit of that money, and you can now figure out a budget. How much can I invest? I like to do it weekly. That's what I like to do. Now I do it paycheckly, but it was fun at first, putting $100 a week or $50 a week and just build it up in there. And so I get that transfer. I get my bank account set up. Now I can figure out, okay, how much money can I transfer over, right? So we've got that figured out. Which broker do I want to use? How much money can I afford to put in, or I want to put in? Because you want this to be a habit. It has to be ongoing. It can't just be a one and done. Okay, this is building a habit for the future. So you figure out, okay, how much money am I going to put in? You get that money put in there, right? You transfer that money. So there you go. Let me back up a second. Now you figure how much money you're going to put. But here, as you're figuring out that brokerage, you're probably wondering, I've had questions about this, what kind of account? This is where you're going to want to do a little research. You're going to say, okay, do I want a Roth account? Do I want an individual account? Do I want the Roth IRA account? What kind of account? So you got to see what accounts they offer and what kind do you want set up. What's going to be most beneficial to you. Now I opened up a Roth and I opened up some individuals. The Roth account, the great part when you research it is you can put up to $6,000 a year and then you can withdraw from that account at the age 59 and a half, tax free. So you get to use post-tax money. So you take money out of your paycheck once you're paid, put $50 aside, goes into the Roth, buys your stocks. Then when you're at 59 and a half, you don't pay any money on any of it. No taxes on it. So if that $50 grows to $500, you pay zero taxes on that gains. There's a Roth, right? Now don't take it from me. I want you to go research it. You need to really research the difference between those accounts. Like an individual account, you can put money in there. And then that's set up where if you sell stocks in there, you're going to pay taxes on it. You got short-term and long-term gains, right? You're going to want to research that. What's the difference between the two? Because you make $100, you're going to pay gains on that. Short gain, if you sell it within that first year, you're going to pay long-term gains if you sell it after that first year. But that individual account you've got to decide, is that the account you want? Now you'll be able to determine your accounts. I highly encourage you to set up a retirement account of some form. But at the same time, you may look at it and say, okay, what kind of trader am I going to be? I think when I first start out, I just want to be a long trader. I want to be able to buy something I believe in, set my money aside and let it grow, right? That's retirement. But at the same time, where's your risk tolerance? So you may say, well, I want to be a long trader, plus I want to be a swing trader. You can look that up, but a swing trader basically trades their stocks. They hold on to them for a few days or a month or so, and they wait until it gets to a high enough certain level. They have a percentage, 5% gain, 20% gain. Then they sell it, make their money on it, and start over. You have your day traders. Is that out for you? Do you want to trade and sell every day? Do you want to get that deep into it? And then there's things such as options and puts. As you further along, do you want to get into that next level? For me, Warren Buffett talks about it, a lot of people talked about it. Getting in is key, and buying something, investing in it, holding on to it. Time is your friend. That's the whole point. But you may grow. A lot of people have grown and they learn more in the community, and you may find yourself wanting to do more. And that's where those accounts are going to come in, because if you're going to do a whole bunch of swing trading or day trading, you may find yourself wanting to have an individual account versus a Roth account. So make sure you figure out which kind of account you want to do. Easy way for me, I just started out, I got that Roth account. I could trade within it, I could sell within it, don't withdraw any money, and start building it up and not have to pay taxes on it. So I took my Roth account. You're allowed $6,000 a year. I think I took that account and I put a couple years now, so 12 grand in it, and I got it up to 80 grand already, or $76,000, and I'm gonna let that keep building. I won't pay any taxes on it. So I love that. But I also have my individual account, and I'm potentially paying taxes on my income because I keep trading in there. But that's where I can also withdraw that money, and not necessarily, I won't pay a penalty, I'll just pay taxes. So you got to figure that out. Not that complicated. There's a lot of information on YouTube. You get in these communities, you'll start learning that stuff. So those are questions that I get, how to get started. And then after that, when you get in those communities, now you can start looking at what kind of companies do you want to invest in. A lot of people say, one of the things I hear is, what's some common stuff you use? Like Clorox, for example, that's a stock, right? They have a stock. Johnson & Johnson's, they have a stock. AT&T, Verizon, right? AMC, like most of us, we go to the movies. Home Depot, Lowe's, all these different places. Walmart, credit cards, Visa, PayPal, Amazon, like all those companies you use, a lot of them have a stock. And is that a company that you really believe in that's going to continue to grow and be around? Maybe a blue chip stock, that's someone that's been around a long time. Maybe you want to get into that. Those are ones you want to believe in. You can also get into your fast growth stocks, the ones you can take risk with. I'm kind of a risk taker. I'm still young, so I want to take these risks, take my money, and hopefully get the most return for it. And as I get a little older, maybe I can take it down a notch, get a little more safer with what they call dividend investing. So you'll figure that out too as you get in the community. You want to get in dividend investments where you can put your money away, and then that company, you buy those stocks and they'll pay you a dividend, either monthly, quarterly. They have different options, and you let those dividends reinvest into more stock, and it just kind of builds up, and then you can get you a dividend money coming in. That's another way. This is another safe way that people might do that. So this is where you got to find, but doing it is key. So thank you for being here. So you'll figure that out in those companies. You'll figure out in those communities. There's so much crowdsourced information. You'll figure out in there if there's something that's going to work for you. That's what I did. They'll start talking about a stock. I'll see it on the Facebook group. I'll see it on Discord group. I'll see it on Reddit groups. I see it talked about on Twitter. I'm like, okay, there's a lot of people everywhere talking about it. What's going on with this company? And then I'll go research it. And then I'll read into it and I'll go, like this company that makes ammo. I read into it and I liked it. I was like, man, it sounds like a good company, So I bought into their stock, and guess what? Within about 6 months or so, I was able to turn and sell that stock and tripled my money, and then turn around and reinvested that money in something else. But I learned that from the community and doing my research, and I believe in the shortage of ammo. There's going to be some demand. That's good stock. I believed it, did my research. I was comfortable with it. I made that decision. So it can get more and more information as you go along. The key is just doing it, creating the habit, buying yourself something, putting it away, and figuring out each step of the way, like what you want to do with it. But that's just some of it. Hopefully that'll help you guys. I'm getting that question, so it made me just think to make this video to help you along. Again, I'm super freaking proud of you, just for even looking. There's paper trading, which means you can go in and set up and learn to trade without even spending any of your money. That's a great way to do it too. I'm gonna dive deep, forget about it, Marine guy. I'm gonna take that risk. It's like I was gonna, they call it a casino. Well, I'm gonna take that risk and threw my money in, and I'm just going to go make it happen. And that's exactly what I did. And I've been able to grow my account. And there's still a lot I haven't learned. So much I haven't learned. First year was scary, but I got past the hump. The first 90 days was like, whoa. And right when you buy those stocks, it seems like your money, like, why do every time I buy a stock, it goes down? Well, it's called time. Time in the market. Time. Patience. Time is your friend. I promise you. So sorry if I'm like spacey all over the place, but I'm just excited to be able to do this, and I really want to push through, help people, make a difference, because it is an amazing feeling when you know in your heart that you got all this money that's building up instead of all this debt that's building up. So congratulations. Thank you guys for tuning in to My Marine from Crowdsourced EDU. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you soon.